and welcome to the Rozzy Career Adventures PD. My name is Rhonda Haas, and I am the Space Lab teacher at Williams Science and Fine Arts Magnet School. I teach kindergarten through 5th grade. Today, we're going to have our learning intentions be, we are going to learn to investigate Rozzy Career Adventures so that we can create meaningful lessons for students. And we know that we are successful when we're able to navigate Rozzy, find lessons for multiple areas, and implement those lessons. If you have not already signed up for Rozzy, go back to your email and look for an email from Allison Bishop. This email was sent on or around August 5th. You will need to do this in order to log on. So please go ahead and pause this video and do so. If you already have gone and read that email, if you've already logged in and signed up for Rozzy, go ahead and go to the Rozzy page and log in. This will be a PD that we're going to work through some of it and pause to give you time to explore. Once you get to this page, and if you've already logged in and have signed up through your email from Allison, you'll be able to log in. I have mine already just where it remembers, so that way I can go ahead and just go in. Okay. Once you get to this page, there are many places you can go. I always like to go to start somewhere with the how to use. So click on that. And here it has different things. There's always a video that can go with an assignment. It comes with a lesson plan, handout, ELA extensions, vocabulary cards, and content check for short assessments. You can use these for your exit slips. Sometimes is when you can use it. You can use it as your core curriculum. You can use it for a PBL or capstone project and as a career component. With the lesson plans, so it comes with this video real quick. You can look at that and it will show you, they're short videos. It has our lesson plans, and each lesson features a project-based activity. And they can last up to 45 minutes, or you can shorten them depending on how you want to do this. You can take multiple days to do your lessons and do your activity on one day and introduce it the day before. You'll have some handouts you can use. And these are what your ELA extensions can use. So you can use this during your guided reading time and have students work on it then. You have some vocabulary cards. And like I said, this can be used as an exit ticket. Next, we're going to go to the lessons list. And here we have a complete lesson list. There are different areas that you can go to. We have our STEAM career, science career, social studies career, math career, language arts, and life skills. We also show where they line up with our science standards, social studies standards, your ELA standards, and your math standards. If you're going to need some supplies, you can get a list for those. And then you can go down here for your frequently asked questions if you have any concerns. And they are really good about responding back to you. So because I teach science, I'm going to go ahead and do a science career adventure. I'll click on that one. And it just gives us a real quick breakdown of what can be taught during that time. And since I am a space teacher, we're going to choose one of the space activities to look at first. We have astronomer and constellations, and this is under the kindergarten through 2nd grade. So here it has our lessons. You can save your lesson if you liked it. You can also mark it as taught if you wasn't a favorite one you don't necessarily want to go back to. It tells you what area it is. It has the materials that you would need. Tells you what topic, space, about how long it could take, and what grade levels. So here I told you that you would have a lesson with it. So you can click on your lesson, and then it tells you what standard it is. So this is more of a first grade standard. And then it talks about the pattern in the sky, so you would show your video. And it gives you an idea about how long it could take to do that, depending on how much you've already discovered and taught with your students this subject area. It could take longer than the 5 minutes, or it could take less than those 5 minutes. And it's showing you what you need. You need your video, and it gives you an idea of what to talk about, how to explain it to your students. And then it has that handout, so it shows examples of constellations. And then for the next 10 to 15 minutes, it has creating a constellation. So how they can do that. Once again, you will show that handout with the students. And then at the very end, it's telling them they will write a name for their constellation. So they're going to cut it out and have it ready for your students beforehand. I really like this because it does give you your lesson plan. You're able to pull out everything that you need in order to fill out your forms for your building administration. It shows you what is provided, the video, the handouts, and all of that, and then what's not provided. So toothpicks and mini marshmallows, and a large piece of black poster board or black construction paper. Sometimes some of this can be changed. If you don't want to do toothpicks and mini marshmallows, you can change it up a little bit. Sometimes you can use spaghetti and mini marshmallows, or you could change it up to clay or Play-Doh or something like that. These are just suggestions of what you can or cannot use. Here is the video. I tend to show this to my students as a whole group. You can share it, so if you wanted to, you could put it out there and you would have your link that comes up. If you wanted to do it in a seesaw for them, you could do that. You have your handouts. I tend to go ahead and just put this up on the Promethean board and talk to the students at that time and go over it with them, so it's the bright colored instead of black and white. And then here's the how to create their constellation. And then their nameplates. This is the one that you would cut out, for example, for each student. And then this could be used as an assessment piece or something for an exit slip. Same with this. Now it comes with a magazine. Depending on the grade level, this is first grade. I would read it with them, depending on the level of your students. And it talks about the career aspect of it. This one is talking about an astronomer. So it's a way to attach not only the content of what they're learning, but how they can apply it out in the real world, how they can use it for a job. So this will always have a person that they're going to meet, and they will talk about what it is that they do. And it's just a way to introduce students to different careers that they may not have thought about. The next, you do have a content check. And since this is first grade, this is where it is. It's 3 questions. So that would make a really good exit slip just to see where they are, if they're understanding that concept. You have a writing activity. So this is something that you could put in your ELA, or you can use it as part of your writing time. You have some badges that you can cut out and they can color and they can use. And your vocabulary cards to start off your lesson with. They're very colorful, so they're able to see what they are. Once again, that's why I like putting it up on the projection so that way they can see it and it's not black and white. And if you liked it, you can save their lesson. If you didn't like it but you taught it, you can mark that. Now I tend to go back to the main page by going to the Career Adventures. And this brings me to my main page. You can, to go back to your lesson list, you just click on that. And you'll go back to here and you can choose where you would like to go. Once again, I did choose my science career. So go ahead and pause your video at this time and take a couple minutes to go through this lesson list and click through them and see what it is that you like. Once you've gone through a couple of these, and just because I taught science does not mean you have to have science, you could go look through the others. Go ahead and go back to your home page, the Career Adventures. So another way to find different subjects and careers is under your subjects. You'll see that we have STEM, science, social studies, math, ELA, popular, life skills, STEM, and career resources. So if we go under STEM, we have the careers here. These are all the different areas that you could find an activity to go with what you're learning currently with reading or math or in some in science. Once again, since I'm the space teacher, I'm going to choose space to show. And then it brings up all these different activities. Now we looked at one of the astronomy ones, but there's all these other ones that you could do that can correlate with space. You can change it by your grade level, the length of time, the types, the magazines, Power Up, STEM and career resources, remote friendly, building, art and design, experiments, the materials, no materials. So go ahead, pause your video, and take a moment to look through them. If you did not choose one of the Power Up options, I'll go ahead and show you one that I have chosen. It's the Astronaut Exploring Planets. So you'll click on that. And it takes you to this page. So it gives you kind of a short little introduction of what is it going to be entailing, what is it going to have, and some ideas. Like this one, for example, is good for morning work, brain breaks, indoor recess, independent learning, early finisher tasks, enrichments, and homework. Now this would be a little bit difficult for our younger students, K1, 2, since it goes straight to Google Slides. So unless your students are able to get into Google Classroom or Google Slides easily, I would do this more as a whole class. But if your students, this is something you're looking for those students who are in the upper grades and intermediate grades, you would go ahead and just click on the student activity, and then you're going to click here to download it into your Google Drive. And then when you do, this is the page that you get. And then each one, it has just a quick slide for students to read and to work on. You could assign this for partner work, or it could be something that they do individually. Maybe you have those early finishers that need something, or you have those few students that really like a certain topic. You could assign this for them to look through. So like for the example, this one is they're going to be thinking like an astronaut and learn about the planets. They're going to follow these 3 steps. They're going to learn about them, then they're going to give an alien a home, and then they're going to write about that alien. So the first one, it just talks about the different planets and what order that they are in. And then there's a small slide with each one having a little bit of information about each planet. And then you have your, give your alien a home. So they're going to take it and they're just going to drag. And they're going to take and do this based on the information that they read about those planets. One has already been done. It says, I want to live on a planet that has water. So obviously that would be Earth. Then I want to live on the hottest planet. So they would take it and just drag it over. So this is a way for you to check to see if your student actually read and retained the information from the slides above. Then they're going to be writing about this alien. They're going to choose one of those planets and then write why their alien would want to live on that planet and how they will survive. And then it also gives you the answer key, so you could take this off if you wanted to assign this to your students, or you could leave it on the end so it could be a self-check for them at the end. If you have not already taken the time to go ahead and look at a power-up, go ahead and stop the video and go and do that. If you're on another screen and you're looking, just go back to your power-up part here, exit out, and you can go to your career adventures. That is your home page, and it will take you back. And then you can go to your careers and find one. I always chose the STEM, but you can also go to a math and you can look to see what it is that you're studying right now. So if you're doing graphing, data, and measurements, you can click on there. And it will show you. Now this is a 6 through 8 power up. This is a 3 through 5 power up. You have a K1 power up adventure. So go ahead and stop the video for a moment and go through a power up and see what it has. With looking through these, I just came across a power up, the entrepreneur designing a haunted house. With Halloween coming up, as an elementary teacher, always trying to figure out what can we do on that day to keep students still engaged and learning, but they're so excited about Halloween. This could be a lesson that you could do. So it goes anywhere from 4th and 5th grade. You could look to see if that's something that you could adapt for your own classroom. So here, as for younger primary students, you could talk about this and you could read it as a whole class activities and talk about what is an entrepreneur and explain to them what they are, and then go through the slides together. You may need to do a little bit more of the explaining of some of these vocabulary words: mean, median, mode, and range. But it gives you an idea of some things that you can do with them. And then designing it. So if you're still looking for some ideas, especially around the holidays, this would be a good spot to go, because an entrepreneur might not be something that they're thinking about and how it can attach to Halloween and haunted houses. I want to make sure that you are looking at all the other options that Rozzy has for you. One of them would be your life skills. I know in the elementary that character traits is something that we are teaching. So you could go ahead and click on that and you will find some of the activities that you can go with that. We have friends. There's more about friendship, positive self-talk, learning about inclusion, a winter power-up. So there's another one right there that you can use, another winter power-up. So please take some time right now, pause your video, and go through these. Rozzy is very user-friendly. It's easy to click on. If you forget where you're going, just go back to your home, which is your career adventures, and it just goes back to that main page. You can type what you want to teach. There's your sort by titles, A through Z, Z through A, oldest to newest, And then there's these new Rozzy readers. You can click on those to check that out. And it brings up those. Let's say you were learning about fisheries and biologists. On the reading, click there. So it gives you a teacher's guide about the parks if needed and all this information. So there is your teacher's guide again. That's one thing I really do like about Rozzy is that it gives you a teacher's guide, so you're able to take it. It gives you your vocabularies, what it is that they're going to learn. You have a content check. So take this time and go through and really look through these and see what it is and how you can attach it to what you're currently teaching and reading in math, ELA, science. I hope this has been very helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is rhaas@tps501.org. The best way to really get into Rozzy is just to start clicking and going and seeing what they have to offer. That's what I did, and I really found that this program is amazing. The kids are really into it and they really enjoy it. I've also been able to find people out in the community to do a real quick Zoom with students to explain what it is and kind of to bring it in as well. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.